We're back with another bike review. Now, a couple of weeks back, we test rode the Honda NX500, their entry level to an adventure bike. I loved it, but it's left me with an itch that needs scratching for an adventure. What better bike to scratch that itch than Yamaha's own Tenere 700? Now, this bike is popular for many reasons, easy to maintain, cheap to maintain. With the new model, there's a little bit of technology they brought in. Did they need to bring the technology? Have they overdone it a little bit? Who knows? I'm Liam, and this is Moto Planet.
Now I'm on so much fun.
So, quick stat rundown of the bike. You've got Yamaha's own 689cc CP twin that we all know and love. It's 74 horsepower at around 9,000 RPM, and you've got about 68 Newton meters of torque at 6,500 RPM. Weighs around 208 kilos, and you've got a tank capacity of around 16 litres. Prices start at £10,404, with plenty of optional extras to push that price up a little bit. Right, let's go back to Yamaha MES and take a look at my first ride. Right then, let's give this thing a little go. I'm excited for this. Oh, already I feel there's something about these adventure bikes. Oh, today's going to be a good day with my helmet. It's a very stable bike. So, go back to the suspension. It's quite firm, which isn't what you'd expect. But obviously, it needs to be sort of firm so that when you're off-road, it doesn't just bottom out at every opportunity. You know what? I am pleasantly surprised with this bike. See that? Hello, horsey! Right, let's go through. Oh, I could ride this bike all day. Oh, this is flipping great. I'm having so much fun. I will say though, the brakes are good. Usually get bashed a lot with brakes, but I'm quite happy with do the job. Right. Oh, screw talking about the bike, you can all Google it. I'm gonna flip and play all day. Yeah, buddy.
What do you think, Liam?
Hell, I'm on so much fun.
Is that alright?
Absolutely. Wait there. Aesthetics. Everything we're drawn to on a bike, how it looks. It's important. People will argue it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's all about performance. I disagree. It needs to look good. First thing you're drawn to, these beautiful gold KYB forks. Absolutely stunning. Completely steals the show. Fork guards, screams out rally, Dakar rally, which is basically what the bikes come from essentially. Lovely spoke wheels, bit of controversy on those ones, we'll get into that later on. Nice sharp front end, the headlights are absolutely gorgeous, I really like them. It adds a little bit of flair to an otherwise rugged bike. Something the MT-09s and MT-07s took a little while to get right. See the video we've done recently on that one. You've got new indicators, LED indicators, tidies up the front really nicely. Hand guards as well, I like that they've gone for a bit of shiny plastic and a bit of matte plastic. Shows a little bit of thought behind it, makes it look pretty. Another bit of my favourite is this fake plastic forged carbon fibre look. On the Rally Raid version, it's covered in it, it looks even better. And even though it's fake, I shouldn't like it, it looks really good. It goes really well with the whole aesthetic of the bike. And moving to the back, the exhaust is something I complain a lot about on bikes. I'm just going to do that every time. They either look good or they look bad. And to be honest, I didn't think I'd quite like this, but it sort of flows with the bike. It's not too big, it's not too small. It looks proper sturdy. They have, on a side note to how it looks, increased the rigidity of the hanger. Apparently it was breaking a little bit on the previous model. Maybe it wasn't, maybe that's just what we were all telling our partners to buy a new exhaust. They've also reinforced the little luggage bobbin things, if you're interested on that one. There's another bit of forged carbon fibre here, and yeah, I really like this bike. It looks striking, it looks proper, Looks like it'll take you absolutely anywhere. I would be a bit upset if I scratched this lovely titanium. Nice, yeah, really good. Next. So between your legs, Yamaha's ever popular CP twin engine. Everybody loves the engine, only this particular one, it's not quite the same as the previous model. This one is now Euro 5 compliant. It's also got a shorter intake duct, which allegedly gives you a fatter torque line, lower end. What does that even mean? Now, the gearbox, that's had a few tweaks, alongside its ride-by-wire throttle and an altered map. Again, all come together to give you that, it's almost a sense of forgiveness, lower end on the throttle. It's not as twitchy as I found the NX500 to be. From the get-go, I just found it smooth all the way along. Really easy, really intuitive, perfect really. One would say it's quite perfect for off-road riding especially, which let's face it, as we mentioned, it looks off-road. It's only right that the engine performs off-road. Oh, so you bought yourself an adventure bike. More specifically, you've bought this one or you want to buy this one. Anyway, as I mentioned, 16-litre tank. Yamaha claims 67.5 to the gallon, but as we all know, with manufacturers, they tend to stretch it out. VW. Owners have said you're going to get around 40, 50, somewhere in between there. Depends on your riding. There's a lot of variables. You're going to get around 200 to 230 miles to the tank. For context, that's 26,400 T-Rexes or 704,000 lengths of a Labrador. Onto the suspension, we've got these beautiful KYB golden forks, 43mm, flex resistant. I should imagine they're all flex resistant, you know, floppy forks. Anyway, there's 210mm of travel in the taller standard version. The one we've got today is actually the lowered version, just to make it more accessible. That one has 190mm of travel, so obviously you are compromised in travel. Obviously you're losing 20mm lower. No brainer. This year it's gained a preload adjuster, so like I say, fully adjustable, a really neat piece of kit. At the back we've got an updated fully adjustable shock with a piggyback reservoir just to keep the oil temps nice and low. Obviously with off-road riding the shock is going to be doing a lot of work, there's a lot of pumping. So you've got to keep the temperature in that shock nice and cool. With that reservoir, it helps us to do that, so it keeps your shock consistent throughout the day. So you can pump all day long. It's also got a new linkage system with a slightly longer stroke to it. Again, benefits the off-road, keeps it nice and stable, smooth, a really neat little design going on. And then we'll cut to the next bit then about the anti-squat. So something really clever about this bike, it's not specific to this particular bike, it's quite common across the board with adventure bikes, but it's something I didn't know about until I'd actually read up on this, and it's anti-squat. So what that essentially does is, when you normally apply the throttle to a motorbike, it wants to squat at the back, which is great on the tarmac when you want to pull power wheelies, but off-road, you need that front wheel to just stay grounded for the grip coming out of corners. The way it works, briefly speaking, the way the geometry is set up, the way the shaft is, the way the sprocket is, it's all lined up so that it sort of pulls the wheel towards your bum. So essentially speaking, leaning the weight further forward. Perfect. It's absolutely perfect for off-roading. Really good, inspires confidence. I think I've explained it right. If you think you've got a better way of explaining it, by all means, please put it in the comments and correct me. But it's a really clever bit of engineering. Now, a little bit of a hot topic, this one, the rims. I'll tell you why it's a hot topic in a moment, but first, 21 inches at the front, 18 inches at the back. 21 inches, obviously for off-road, is very beneficial. Any ruts, any rocks, you should just be able to glide over them nice and easy. Why has it been a hot topic for debate? Well, they're not tubeless. I know, personally, for off-road use, tubes make more sense. They're easier to repair, they're cheaper to repair, they're cheaper to replace. If you're in the middle of nowhere, it's easier to take a tube tyre off. Put another tube in, off you go, holds the air. Tubeless, you damage that rim, you lose that bead in that tyre on the rim, you're not going to hold any air. You're in the middle of nowhere, you're stuck. Change my mind, tubes are better. By all means, write in the comments what you think. Some people even put off buying the bike because it's not tubeless, which is, I mean, if that's up to you. So something else I want to touch on regarding the handling of the bike is the new fuel tank. It's been redesigned to sort of help with the weight balance slightly. 208 kilos for an adventure bike off-road can seem quite intimidating for a lot of people. I know I was intimidated slightly. I can't compare this bike to the previous model because I didn't ride the previous model. I also can't tell you what it was like off-road. But what I can tell you is I've been pleasantly surprised by the overall balance of the bike on, well, just the main road really. It's made me want to go off-road. I've not once thought, oh, I don't think I can go off-road in this. I want to go there. So it's obviously done something in the sense of inspiring that level of confidence for somebody who's never really been off-road on a bike this heavy before. Obviously, balance is everything. It doesn't matter if it's 250 kilos or 100 kilos. A 100 kilo bike, if it's not balanced, it's going to be hard work. So a 48-52 split, you can't really get much better than that. You can't ask for more. Up front, dual 282mm discs, 2 piston Brembo calipers, really good. Nice bit of feedback on those, they work. At the back we've got 245mm disc. Again, you're not going to use that to stop, but you can do a nice skid if you turn the ABS off. So overall, brakes, nice. So, is it comfortable? Yes, simply put, it's a very comfortable bike. You really do get a sense of, I would say, a sense of empowerment when you're on the bike. You're up there, you're high up, you're looking all around, the visibility is absolutely fantastic, handlebars are nice, the low profile of the bike is quite a thin girl to get your legs around, not to be rude. So you can stand quite comfortably. I've got the lowered version. Pretty comfortable. I'm on a bit of a hill. A lot of people are intimidated because it's quite high up, but honestly it's not that bad. It only takes a couple of minutes and you feel right at home. You almost have that sense of superiority over the rest of the road users. You're high up, nice strong stance, chest out, all that. That sounds throaty. Oh, S2000. Yes. They are ridiculously overpriced now though.
Yeah.
Even a battered one's like 15 grand.
You get way better car for the money. It's just he did that for us. He did that for us. Then.
Oh. Right, S2000's gone. Now, I expect I'd be all right on the standard version. However, I think I prefer the lowered version. I'm 6 foot, 32 inch. The problem with the lowered version, you lose your preload adjustment. As I said earlier, the suspension is fully adjustable, but if you're short, you've got to pay the price and you're not getting that preload adjuster. Sorry, or you just dangle your feet around. The foot pegs, perfect. Foot pegs are absolutely fantastic. I never really thought much about it. People used to buy aftermarket ones to get themselves a better platform. I never got it until this one. I stood up, I felt comfortable, I felt in control, it just felt right. Now, if you do want foot pegs for your bike and you want to feel as comfortable as I do and in control as I do on my bike, where can you get them? motoplanet.co.uk. Go for it. As with every bike we review, we need to find out one thing, and we owe it to you guys watching because it's everything. What does it sound like? Well, let's take a look. So there's our little pause. Ready? It sounds really throaty. I don't know if you pick it up on the camera, but it does. It sounds almost like a motocross bike. Let's give it a. Oh, beautiful. That, probably my favourite one we've done so far. 4 out of 10. Bottle caps.
6 out of 5.
Oh, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 5. So, as we mentioned earlier, the selling point of this bike, most of all, was its simplicity. Easy to maintain, less to go wrong. Personally, I don't think it's enough to put you off, because even by the standards of other adventure bikes in the same class, the tech is still quite minimal. You've got your iPad up front. I mean, it looks cool on its own. I like it, it's great, it shows everything you need, it's clear, it's concise, it's perfect. It doesn't seem to fit the complete vibe of the bike. So you've got all this ruggedness, this ready to go off-road rally kind of thing, and then slapped at the front is an iPad. It does what it needs to do. It's not necessarily a complaint, it's trivial. Does the job. They've also got obviously traction control and ABS. You can turn the traction control off. You can turn the ABS off at the rear wheel, off at the rear wheel and the front wheel, or you can have it on completely. So you've still got the option. Still very minimal, that's it. If you are worried that they've made it too complicated or they've added this and added that, it's too much electronics to go wrong, honestly, I don't think we need to worry. And it's Yamaha, isn't it? It's still going to work. I'm going to just stop working on you. Now then, a couple more points. Self-cancelling indicators, always a bonus when they work. Now I rode the MT-09 and they worked once or twice, but most of the time they just stayed on. Another thing I noticed when I was walking around it before, it's a nice touch, quite a thoughtful touch. So obviously most of us ride with our hands on the throttle, and obviously with our arm position they're kinked off to the right a little bit. Now with the grips you've obviously got the little rim just to comfort whatever. Nice touch on this one, it's flattened off at the top. Now that doesn't sound like much, but if you're riding for 4 or 5 hours, if you had a rim on the end and it was in your hand, you're going to start to feel it. So the fact they've flattened it off there so you can rest it comfortably is I like that. Shows thought, shows care. Which funny enough, Tenere is an Italian word for care. There you go. Didn't know that, did you? No. Now then, you've heard everything you need to hear. I've told you what I think. I've told you about little points here and there. There's only one thing left to do now. Go for a final ride, have a little bit of fun. Button! Let's go let the dog out. Woo! We're back on the bike, baby! That was awkward. So this is what I was saying about the throttle. See that flat bit there? Which means you can rest your hand on there without any discomfort. You see it's going there as well. So there's a little bit of dive. See how it's... Otherwise, not too bad. Hey. Let's go see me dog. God, it looks good. Oh, babies! Babies! Hello, baby! Hello, baby! It's me! It's me, you silly bastard! It's me! You thought it was someone else because I got a helmet on, haven't you? Hey? Bees, come here. Sit for a picture. Sit. Stay. Wait. Think your dog's the best in the world? My dog is. And that is a wrap. Big fat tortilla wrap. End of the day, I've had a fantastic day on this bike. Honestly, I'm blown away by it. I'm pretty sure I'm blown away by every bike I ever get onto, to be honest with you. The question we asked, is it overhyped? Is it worth it? Is the tech going to put people off? Honestly, as we mentioned before, the tech isn't enough to put you off. It's minimal, still very minimal. It still feels like it's going to last. Still Yamaha at the end of the day. It is catered for off-roading, which is inevitable, is obvious from the get-go. If you're looking for an adventure bike where you're going to be doing lots of motorway miles, to be quite honest with you, I probably wouldn't go with this. But if you are going off-road and you want to do a lot of green laning, maybe even little B roads and whatnot, this is an absolute peach. Not too much torque, it's not too much power, it's got just enough. Even on the A roads overtaking people is an absolute doddle. It's comfortable, it's balanced, it looks beautiful. I do recommend buying it, and if I was in the market for an adventure bike and some off-roading, I would absolutely, most certainly, definitely 100% consider buying this one. Obviously I can't compare it to other models just yet because I haven't ridden them, but hopefully in the near future we will. Now then, with all that said, thank you for watching. Keep watching so I can carry on doing this because it's absolutely great fun. Don't forget, like, comment, any bikes that you want us to review next. If you disagree, agree with me, stick it in the comments. We'll try and reply. Subscribe, do it for me, do it for you, do it for your families. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers well soon, preferably. See you next time.